Going on, Falcon fans? It's Burkundo coming back at you with another video. Still living off the high of that win against those Aints on Sunday. And we're going to talk about today's game against the New York Jets. Going up to New York's, MetLife Stadium in the cold. Hopefully, the Falcons get ready to go. It's a tough, feisty New York Jets team. Then we're going to talk about the injury report. And then we're going to get into the keys to victory, of course, how the Atlanta Falcons can continue to try to keep that momentum that they kind of got you know, in that New Orleans ain't win a good division win. We'll see how we go. But I'm gonna give my keys to say how I think they should be able to do it, and then you guys can give me feedback on that. So, guys, with that being said, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know that I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like hear what I talk about. Then please share my video to the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about. That's right, guys. These Atlanta Falcons. So we'll get right into it. The injury report for both teams for the Atlanta Falcons. Injury report looks a little like usual on Wednesday. We got CP and Calais Campbell taking their rest day. Nate Lemon was limited in practice today, but just cautionary reasons. Just gonna say it seems like it's no big deal. And then we still have Matt Collins still out, which is a big deal. And Jake Matthews limited as well, which is interesting. Jake Matthews probably just getting a little rest. Iron Man himself, he broke Matt Ryan all time um, playing consecutive games, 155 games. Jake Matthews passed that this Sunday against the Aints. So, I mean, think about that. Guys playing left tackle, and he missed one game, and that game was his second game of the season. So, almost 9 straight years of playing games at left tackle, trying to protect the quarterbacks for the Atlanta Falcons. So, props to Jake Matthews on that. But he was hold out of practice today. For the New York Jets, they got a lot of guys limited. They got Mekhi Becton limited, Michael Carter the second, Brees Hall, Justin Hardy, Will McDonough, Aaron Rodgers. Wow, that's amazing about Aaron Rodgers. Is limited in practice today. Wes Weiser, limited Billy Turner, and they had a couple of guys full practice. But of course, most of those guys probably going to pay. The Atlanta Falcons got to get ready to be ready to tackle all those guys, and hopefully we'll be able to see um, what the Atlanta Falcons going to be able to do against this New York Jets team. Man, I'm telling you, the New York Jets team. Yes, the record is what it is. A lot of deficiencies on the offensive side, of course, at the quarterback position specifically. However, that defense is something to be reckoned with. Um, so the Atlanta Falcons definitely gonna have to come up with a good game plan. And guess what, guys? I'm going to lay out the plan on the offensive side, how I think they need to approach this game. And I definitely want to hear from you guys and what you guys think about that. Do you agree? Do you think they need to do something different? But in my opinion, I feel like the Atlanta Falcons kind of laid out the blueprint for what they need to do and how they need to play moving forward, not just for this Jets game, but for the rest of the season. And I think this formula will help these guys win. I mean, because the offense is so young, the quarterback position and the skill players, it needs to be simplified a little bit. And Arthur Smith got to take a little bit off the plate for Desmond Ritter. Make sure he can can limit some of the mistakes he makes. But the way to do that is go back to simplifying the game and go a little old school. So my first key on offensive side is going to be to run the damn ball, right? You got to make sure you run the ball. You need to run it consistently. You need to run it a lot, run it all the time, as much as you can. And I mean, I'm at the point where if you run the ball 3 straight times and you have to punt the ball, let's do that and kind of live to play the next day. You need to be really, real safe with the ball. With the one, that's what I mean. You want to be able to establish the run game, and I believe with the three backs that we got, they should be able to do that. I think they will be should be able to establish some type of run game with our three backs. We need to let them know they know we're running it. They're really tough up there, but we're going to show the physicality that we showed in the Aints game with our offensive line. And I really want to, tip my head out to the offensive line. They play outstanding football on Sunday against the Aints, and they need to bring that same kind of tenacity when they get ready to play against Jets. That's what they need to bring. They need to bring for the rest of the season. But I think that's definitely going to help us if we run the ball. I think the split was 21 pass attempts to like 41 carries. Um, I think that could be the formula, guys. Less passes and we're running the ball. You have a three-headed monster offensive line. That's what they like to do. They like to run the ball. Yes, it's going to limit touches from some of our special players that we got that I've been looking for all year. But at this point of the season, it's all about getting the W's, trying to get into the tournament, try to win this NFC South. So by any means necessary, I think they need to just run the ball. I think it's a good formula, and it will take me to my second key on offense, which is limiting turnovers. So if you simplify the game, put the ball less in Desmond hand, trying to create for his other playmakers on the outside. Utilize the run game, and if the running game get going, then it kind of might open up the passing game a little bit better, in play action pass. But what you do when you limit the pass attempt, you're going to limit those turnovers. That's what you want to do, and he has to stop. This one of the critical things. If you look at Desmond game, and one thing that you can really criticize him is just the turnovers. That's really what's boiled down to. Because you will see some sense of brilliance sometimes. Like that throw he threw to Bijan. It seemed like it's simple, but to actually look off the safety because he hold the safety in the middle of the field. Why getting pressured? A pass rusher coming right in his face to hold his safety and to throw that ball to Bijan. That's good quarterbacking. So you see some of the things that he's able to do, but if you limit that and make sure when he does pass it is really advantageous for our offense. You know, easy passes, easy throws, things like that. That's what we need to do. We need to limit the turnover. So my second key is definitely for Desmond Ritter is try his best to limit the turnovers. And my third key is we have to score points in the red zone. If we get in the red zone, we're able to get down there. I think because my whole philosophy is running the ball, you might limit your possessions that you get. You can have long, sustained drives, but when you get in the red zone, you need to be able to score points, touchdowns, not three. So that's one of the things that I think definitely need to happen this weekend against the Jets is run the ball and be able to, when you get in the red zone, put 6 points on the board. If they can do that on the offensive side of the ball, I think the Atlanta Falcons can be successful. So what I'm saying is run the ball, limit your turnovers, and when you get in the red zone, let's try to capitalize on that with 6 points. That's the formula, and that should be the formula moving forward. It's going to be some other keys, throughout other games, but for this game in particular, because of the front seven for the New York Jets, really physical. We want to use our physicality as well. We want to be able to utilize our three backs that we have. That's fresh, right? Because most of those guys haven't got a like overworked, overload, through this season. So we could be able to utilize all those guys and try to wear down that defense. That's my formula on offense. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. But if they can do that and limit that, I think it's going to work very well for us. So those are my keys on the offensive side of the ball. Let me know what you think. All right, the next keys, guys, is going to be on the defensive side. Of course, for the defensive side of the ball, it's going to be pretty much the opposite in reverse, right? Like I said, I'm trying to be real simple this week because I just care about the Falcons winning. The flashy and looking at the numbers and things like that at this point of the season, I don't really care. I just need to be a consistent team, being able to find a way to get the W, and that's what we need to see. You know, they could in the off season they can try to fix some of the things or some of the issues they've been having, on both sides of the ball, things like that. But right now in November, going into December, it's all about the W. So especially when we, have the leg to our own destiny. It's all up to us. That's what it's all about. We're in the lead. We keep winning. Everything is right there and at the front of us. So the first thing on defensive side of the ball is to stop the run. Right, we want to be able to limit Brees Hall, make sure he don't get off. Um, Dalvin Cook, make sure he doesn't go off. We want to be able to limit both of those guys in the run game. You want to be able to make um, Ball beat us. We want to be able to make Ball beat us. That's what we want to do. No explosive plays, guys. I think this is really big. Atlanta Falcons, if they can limit their explosive plays and make this team drive down the field and try to score on us, that's what we want to do because you want to try to establish some kind of turnover with these guys. So if they can do that and limit explosive plays, that's what needs to happen. EQ says the kid needs to get his timing right and look off coverage. That's just experience. Yes, 100%, 100%. But I don't want him to learn in these last 6 games. Um, need to do that in practice, man. We just need to win. We don't want him to practice trying to get timing and all that down at this point. Just go out, run the ball, keep it simple. You know, play our play action pass and get easy open throws. When you that's what I'm talking about when I think about Dez. All right, but we can start running on defense and limit explosive plays on defense. I think that will be a great key for us if we can do both of those things. All right, and then the last thing is we want to create some turnovers, man. Um, I think that's something that been lacking, especially in our little losing streak that we had, 3 game losing streak that we had. We want to be able to try to get some turnovers. We did get a couple in some of those games, but the more turnovers that we could generate, the more off time we can get our offensive ball. I talked about the running game and might be limited, possessions for us. But if we're able to create turnovers, that just more possessions that we can actually get. So that's one thing we definitely can look at is try to create turnovers on defense. If we're able to do that, I think that the Atlanta Falcons have a chance to come away from MetLife Stadium with a W. All right. The worst thing that we can have for this Atlanta Falcons team to be on this high that we are right now, coming away from this Saints win and then go up to New York, a team that's inept on offense side of the ball and have those guys beat us. We know their defense gonna be stout. We know they're not as bad as their record shows. They're a pretty good, solid team over there in New York, but we got to be able to, you know, go up there and handle business. That's what we need to do, um, and let the whole hoop loud. Aaron Rodgers trying to come back after Achilles tear after 4 or 5 months is let that happen after we leave MetLife Stadium, right? So on defensive side, stop the run, no explosive plays, and try to create some kind of turnovers. Get pass rush going. Um, we got to be able to get pass rush going. That offensive line is not that good, so if we can do that, there's definitely help, and I hope that's something we can do. So, guys, let me know what you think about my defensive keys to the game. EQ says this might be Pitt's breakout game. If New York rush those linebacker, Pitts will be open in the middle. Sure. I mean, that's a great call, man. Um, me and my buddy was talking today, and I think this is a great idea. Um, I think they need to put Pitts more out in the on the outside a little bit more, like playing on the outside in receiver. I think that's one that would really um help the Atlanta Falcons out. Instead of having him and see now you can by doing this you can have Parker Hesse, right? And Michael Pruitt still in for that running game. But if you have Drake London and Kyle Pitts out wide, I think you will have be able to create that mismatches with Kyle Pitts. Um, this is one thing that if you look at what they did in 2021, Kyle Pitts were lined out more on the outside a little bit more. And I think if you want to see Pitts start to go off, that might be a way to do it. Because you create the more one-on-one matchups where you can utilize, his length and his height, that 6'6" frame that he has to go up and get some passes. So that's one way they might be able to do it instead of having Kyle Pitts in line and going seams, having more outside and things like that. Now, this all is predicated on him being able to be a great route runner, of course, and things like that. It'd probably be matched up with some corners, but for more than likely, those corners are going to be undersized. something where Kyle Pitts can take advantage of. So that's maybe the one of the things Arthur Smith need to do. Don't know if you're going to see it in that, but you're correct. Kyle Pitts should have opportunity to have big games. I think Kyle Pitts should have opportunity to have big games every week. But at this point, um, if he don't get but 2 touches again, receptions, and we get the W, that's we're gonna have to live with that. And that's where I'm at right now when we're talking about the way Kyle Pitts is utilized in this Arthur Smith scheme. Um, it's all about getting the W's. So if you got to run the ball 40 times again to get that win and throw it only 21 times, that should be the formula. And if that equals W at the end of the game, everybody's going to be happy. All right, all right, all right. Last key, guys, is special teams. EQ says, to be honest, I think Pitts needs to gain some weight and be a tight end, or like you said, be a wide receiver. Yeah, one or the other, man. Exactly, because that's why he only played like 50% of the snaps, because when they was running the ball, they wanted better blockers in, right? So if you're gonna be a tight end, be a tight end. But if not, um, you know, be that wide receiver. I just think Arthur Smith is not utilizing him like he utilized him, in his first season in 2021, and I don't understand why he's not doing that more, right? Is it the quarterback or what it is? But for some reason, we're just not seeing, potential breakout games that we should see from Kyle Pitts. It is what it is at this point. Like I said, I'm not going to harp on it too much, but it seems like we should see more from Kyle Pitts. I really believe we should, and we're just not seeing that. And I don't think it's his fault. I think it's the way they scheming him. A lot of people say he get double and things like that, but at some point, um, you got to be able to get your players the ball, and that's not what's not happening. So if we can't get our players the ball, um, we're never going to get where we want to be. So um, let's go to the special team keys, guys. All right, special teams. I just talked about running the ball a lot, right? And I just talked about um, if you have to punt. So field position is definitely is the key for me. This week I'm going back to my bread and butter when I talk about special teams. So um, we want to be able to, like I said, in this game, if we have a 15, 14 play drive, I'm cool with that, right? But if you're not, you have to punt the ball, punt it, and pin them deep, right? Bradley Pinion's been punting the ball really, really good this off season. So if we able to see something like that, that would be great. And I wouldn't mind that at all. So the field position game is going to be key. This is a great defensive front. You're not going to try to sugarcoat it. It is. Their linebackers are really, really fast. So we need to be able to understand that it's going to be a grinding game, and Arthur Smith don't need to go against the grain and try to finesse this team. You need to be as physical as they're going to be physical. That's what you need to be looking for. And if you can do that, I think the Atlanta Falcons will have a great opportunity to limit field positions. EQ said he takes off the line so fast he could be open. Yep. Yeah, everything you're saying. That's I think at this point the one thing that's a question for Arthur Smith right now. How can you unlock Kyle Pitts? And you think about it, John Smith didn't even get involved in this game. That was kind of interesting as well. Um, this game as well. Neither one of those tight ends, those you know shifty, smaller tight ends that's getting space. Neither one of those guys got involved in this game because, like I said, Arthur Smith went back to what he does best and just run that rock. And if that's the formula to get W's, guys, I mean that's where we're gonna have to go with it. Um, you can't be trying to experiment and try to figure things out now this time of the season. I mean, if you think about it, if we win that Vikings game, that Arizona game, we have a little leeway here to try to get get this offense going better. But at this point of the game, I don't think We just need to try to get W's. And so with that being said, my last key, guys, on special teams, it's going to be we got to try to get the return game going. We have not seen any, explosive returns um, this season for our Atlanta Falcons. And if we can do that, that would really be a good thing. So we need to be able to see, can we get this return game going. Let CP bring it out. Let's see what our punt returner can do. We don't have two explosive returns on us, but we haven't seen none in our return game. It's just in my opinion, kind of lackluster this year, and in our special teams return games. So you can tell we miss Avery Williams with that aspect, especially in the punt return. But if we could try to create some kind of explosive return this week, I think it'll really be good. So um, those those are my keys on special teams. Guys, with that being said, let me know what you think about what I broke down today. Of course, when the recap on the offensive side of the ball, we run the ball, limit turnovers, and score points, 6 points in the red zone. On the defensive side of the ball, we want to stop that run. We want to be able to no explosive plays. Try to make these guys go the distance, guys, and then try to create turnovers ourselves. Um, get after the quarterback, try to get him, rush him, and see can we get, Jesse Bates to get his fifth interception of the season. And then in that special teams, let's create that great field position and try to get some kind of big play on special teams. So, guys, there you have it. Short video. Hey, I'm straight to the point today because I'm happy. I want to see these Atlanta Falcons succeed. I definitely want to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think. We talked a little bit here about trying to get Kyle Pitts involved, but in my opinion, I'm still on the same, you know, vibe that I was last week. We just need to get the win. Try to keep this momentum going. Try to get another W. Hope the Saints lose against the Lions this weekend. Hope the Bucks lose as well. Um, Create that separation against us. We'll be playing those two teams the next 2 weeks, the Bucks and the Panthers. So we'll be playing two division opponents after this. So we need to try to keep this momentum going, and that's what I feel like the Atlanta Falcons need to do. So guys, definitely want to hear from you. Let me know what you think about my keys to victory today. Um, do you think I'm on the right track with running that ball? Try to get that, you know, 60-40 split with the run pass, and EQ said punish CP, and there you go. That's what I'm talking about. And then bring in Tyler in the fourth quarter to finish him off. There you go. There you go. There you go. I agree with you 100%. So guys, there you have it. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace. What's going on, James? Man, like I said, you missed real simple game plan this week. Run the ball, stop the run, don't turn over the ball. Try to create turnovers and play the field position game. That's really that simple, man. Go back and watch, do the recap. Let me know your thoughts of that, and I'll definitely hit you guys back up later. Peace.